Hi, my name is Valentino Zubiri. I'm an artist and I'm also the author with 5 memoirs on Amazon right now. So I'm claiming to be the current living contemporary artist with those memoirs. If you want a more lengthier description, I'm claiming to be the current living contemporary artist who's personally written the most memoirs that have the perspective of visual artists in the world. There are 2 types of people who buy art: investors and collectors. Collectors look for reasons for collectability, and that's one reason for collectability, having the most memoirs or having memoirs at all, because other artists don't have it. We can also make biographies, art books, and art catalogs. Now let's set that aside and look at tradability. How can you be able to trade art? The way to trade art is to buy low and sell high. Somebody like me, for example, the artist, makes an announcement of scarcity. So let me make an announcement now that I really just want to make 6,500 words, after which I want to stop. So the sooner we get to that number, the better. Because of that number, I can subdivide that and assign price points. Because art's not regulated, I can assign price points that are increasing exponentially. So if you can imagine this, get your pen and paper and calculator. In 10 steps, 100,000 can reach 51.2 million bucks. Okay, so there's 100,000, 200,000, 400,000, 800,000, 1.6, 3.2, 6.4, 12.8, 25.6, and finally 51.2. So that's exponentially increasing, which means that if I, the artist, would standardize my work so that everything is comparable to each other, then if you get anything from me at 100,000, it can still be sold at 51.2. That's theoretical. So this is like a social experiment. If you want to join in, then you're free to do so. You make a reservation with me. Hopefully we reach those higher numbers. Now here's the thing. On Kickstarter, there's a limit of 10,000 that they can charge you. So I have to lower my prices. So from 100,000, I lowered it down to 50 and lowered it down to 25 and then lowered it down to 10. So what I have on Kickstarter would be 400 pieces at $7,000 each. And then after that, there will be 500 pieces at $10,000 each. I will justify the 10,000 by giving you a little more of the bonuses, but it follows this program. So after 7,000, we go to 10,000, and then after 10,000, we go to my website. At 25, and then 50, and then 100, and 10 steps later, we reach 51.2. So that's the idea behind all this, and there's the reason why I'm inviting you as early as now, letting you know all this before you get to start the Kickstarter, because I'm hoping for the Kickstarter to happen, and hopefully within one day, I get as many reservations as possible. If there are no more reservations there, everyone goes to my website here, right here where you're at right now, and makes reservations to finish up the 25 all the way to the 51.2. Now this can happen within a few months maybe, or a few years, or maybe 10 years, 20 years, maybe 5 years. This is once again the experiment. There are no guarantees. The goal of 51.2 becomes everyone else's goal. Now if you total the quantities on each level all the way to 51.2, they will total to 5,700. And once again, I'm telling you it's 6,500. That will be my limit, which means that I still have a few hundreds to play with. And hopefully we raise the prices all the way up to even more than 51.2. So that becomes everyone's price point. And once again, the more the values go up, the better, even as I'm just giving you all these agreements. That way, the 7,000 also gets as lavish of a product as the higher prices. My art would be dioramas. They will include my dolls together with the backdrops, and the backdrops will be a little more lavish as we're able to afford even more expensive precious metals and gemstones and whatever. So that's what I'm hoping to do. So please help me now, make a reservation, and then contact your other relatives and friends. Reserve as many as you want here on my website, because on Kickstarter you're only allowed 1, obviously per account. So if you want to get into partnerships with your relatives and friends and business partners, ask them to make their own accounts for Kickstarter, and then on that day when the Kickstarter goes live, then you're ready, everyone's ready, and then you make your necessary reservations. Okay, so that's basically what I want to tell you now, and thank you so much for listening. Once again, we have reasons for collectability, which would be the books, memoirs, biographies, art books, and art catalogs. Aside from that, with the catalogs, we're also entertaining non-exclusivity so that you can resell the works to other people. And you can have as many as 1,000 locations like cafes and other stores and businesses and individuals in your city, your country, or the rest of the world to sell the works that you have. Once again, for investability and tradability, we're following this increasing price schedule. And because art's not regulated, we're following an exponentially increasing price schedule. Thank you, and thank you for listening. If you're not too familiar or not too sure about what we're doing here, ask your friends and your family and people you trust and see if they agree with you or if they agree with me. I'll talk to you later.